Hi, thanks for watching. I'm here today with Spellbinders with the clear stamp and die of the month, as well as the embossing folder of the month. We're going to make 2 cards using these products. This is card number 2. Let's go ahead and get started. This month's clear stamp and die is called All About You Wishes. Now you can choose to get the stamp and die as a club or just the stamp by itself. I would recommend getting the stamp and as well as the coordinating dies because there's just so much you can do with having those products. I also have the embossing folder of the month, and it's a great embossing folder. It's called Candles for Every Birthday. This is just the 2D embossing folder, but even with 2D, there's still a lot of great dimension. So I have my Misty tool, and I'm going to go ahead and line up my paper. I'm using Accent Opaque 100-pound paper. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the stamp, and I'm going to heat emboss it with black embossing powder. So the stamp is one large stamp with a couple different sentiments with it. And I'll give you a little bit more information. Just give me a second here. So the clear stamp and die of the month club is $17.50 a month. And if you're interested in this, I will have a link below in my description box. You're able to sign up again on May the 6th. So if you're currently not in this club, you'll have to wait until May the 6th to sign up. And sign up is between May 6th and 27th while supplies last. You can decide to join the club and it will automatically renew every month, or you can just join it month to month. That's your decision. These All About You Wishes features a 4 by 5.75 inches stamp set with the die and shipping included. So that's a $30.99 value for $17.50. And the sentiments say, today is all about you. Make a wish and hip hip hooray. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dies, and then there are also 3 other dies for the sentiments. So the 7 dies cut out the top and bottom half of the floral square, and then the hat, the candle, the birthday present, and the little flowers at the bottom. And then the 3 sentiments have their own die as well. And like I said, I am stamping this with black ink, and then I'm going to use black embossing powder, and then I'll have a nice bold stamped image. Then I'm going to color it in. So as you see here, I've already stamped and embossed it one time. Now I'm going to pick up that stamp and emboss it a second time on that same piece of paper. I'm using an anti-static tool before I apply my image. VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink and clear embossing powder. So on the first one I used Versa Mark ink and black embossing powder. This one I'm using VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink and clear embossing powder. You can, experiment. That way you'll know which look you like the best. And I'm really going for a bold, dark image here. That's really what I'm searching for, something that's going to be keeping the details of the stamp, even though I am going to color in the image. I really want those details to be pronounced. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. And I did this 4 times because I am going to use the dies to cut out some of those areas that are die cuttable. The cupcake, the hats, the present, and then the frame and the top half and the frame and the bottom half. You'll see that later in this video. Versamark ink is a pigment ink, so it actually sits on the top of your paper and it stays wet for a while. So it's great for embossing. And like I said, I'm just using clear embossing powder. And I inked both sides of my card stock, and then I heat embossed one at a time. This way I don't have to have two little small card panel sizes. I mean, it would work either way, but this helped me just with my process, just to move things along in a more timely fashion. Okay, and then I grabbed my heat tool and I heat embossed this off camera. Now this is what the stamp set looks like, and these are the dies. Here you'll see I have one that I colored in already. That's going to be my guide for coloring in these other stamped and heat embossed images. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down and grab my Korean markers. Now you can use any markers that you have. I like the cream because they're nice, bright colors, and these are a dye ink, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of shading. So I'm matching up my colors now, and I'm going to start with soft peach and pale pink. And so with the pale pink, I'll do half of my balloon, and then with the soft peach, I'll go in and do the other half. And that's it. That's all the shading I'm doing. I go back in with the darker color and just do the edge, and then I just blend that. And then I go to the other side because I want my balloons to match. I want to have some symmetry in my card. I'll go ahead and color that side of the balloon in with the pale pink, and then the other side with the soft peach, and then go back in. That's it. That's really it. There's no expert strokes that I use or special techniques that I use. It's very, very simple shading. Like, I'm not the best colorist, but I'm trying to improve my skills. Next colors I'm using are aqua and light blue. I take that back. It's cool aqua. I think this is light blue. It might be a darker blue, but this is definitely cool aqua. And I follow the same steps that I did with the other two balloons. So while I'm coloring, I'm going to tell you a little bit about all the Spellbinders clubs that are available. Spellbinders offers, first of all, one kit that is for every club that they have available. So if you're interested in having all of the clubs, you do have the availability of that kit. That's called the total package, and that's $100 a month. That is a $252 value. Okay, these next two colors are gold canary and almond. And really, I should just subscribe to the club, the total package, because I subscribe to Glimmer of the Month and 3D embossing folder of the month and 2D embossing folder of the month. So even though I'm getting a 2D embossing folder every month for being a social media influencer for Spellbinders, I'm still subscribed to the 2D embossing folder of the month because I can give that away, because on my YouTube channels, I do giveaways. As a matter of fact, I am going to do a giveaway with this video, and I will be giving away the 2D embossing folder of the month, which is the one with all the birthday candles. So lucky you for watching and listening, because now you're in on it. But anyways, I kept that subscription because I am on like till the end of the year for the 2D embossing folder of the month and the small, not the small, but the clear stamp and die of the month. And then when that's over, I might not choose to continue doing that, or I might want to change to different clubs, and I don't want my name to go off the list for the existing club. So one time I did that, and then it took me a while to get back in the hat, my name back in the hat. And it was during that real popular Glimmer of the Month. I don't know if you all remember the tulips for the Glimmer of the Month. Man, I had a hard time, and I had to wait a long time for my Glimmer of the Month to come in. And so somebody I know bought one extra, so I bought it from her. And then mine finally came in, but it was missing from the box because something must have happened during the packaging of the whole box. And they refunded my money, but it was like, I don't want that to ever happen again. So I'm keeping my name in. I'm going to keep subscribing to 3D, 2D, and Glimmer of the Month. And then they send me the Clear Stamp and Die of the Month, 2D Embossing Folder of the Month, and the card kit, which that is a whole awesome system that they have. And I have to do a completely separate video for that because they give you a kit that has card bases, card panels, all kinds of ephemera, just a lot of wonderful products that you can basically make these cards without having to pull out extra stamps, extra dies. It's basically a make and take kit in a bag. All right, let me tell you what colors I just used on my cupcake and my banner. On my banner, I used gold. I used pale pink and soft peach, and then sky blue and turquoise green. Blue, just turquoise, sky blue and turquoise. Then on my cupcake, I used pale pink, soft peach, and fire red. And now I have the sky blue. I'm coloring these little flowers in, and I'm coloring the cupcake wrapper or liner in. And I also grabbed Arctic blue for that cupcake wrapper. Using the Arctic blue, I went down and I'm coloring in the flowers that are in the floral parts of the stamp at the bottom of the stamped image. And for my green, I'll use apple green, lime green, and olive green. And then I also use the same colors for the hat, the party hat, and the present. So I used gold, soft peach, and turquoise. And then I used that for both the hat and the present. So those are the colors that I used. And let's go back and let me finish telling you about the Spellbinders clubs. Like I told you what the total package was. That's the small and large stitching dies. Small and large dies of the month, stitching dies, clear stamp and coordinating die of the month, Glimmer of the month, quick and easy card kit of the month, which I have that. I'll be showing that video real soon in a couple days. Embossing folder of the month and 3D embossing folder of the month. So that's quite the total package, as they say. All right, let's see what other ones are there. And I'll give you the Glimmer and Cut, which is the Glimmer and Die. Wait a minute. Small die, large die, and Glimmer. It's called Glimmer and Cut. That's $52. The small die, large die, and stamp is $42. And then the small die and the large die is $35. The 3D embossing folder by itself, let me tell you how much that is. Okay, the regular embossing folder, which is not 3D, is $9. The 3D embossing folder is $15. The card kit of the month is $29.50. The Glimmer of the month standalone is $22.50. The Stampin' Die of the month, that's this, is $17.50. The small die of the month is $27.50. And the large die of the month, wait, hold on. I have to increase the font size on my web page that I'm looking at here for reference. The small die, you would think the large die would cost more than the small die. One would think. Okay. Oh, the stitching die of the month is $25. The large die of the month is $27.50, and the small die of the month is $15. I'll have the link to the Spellbinders site in my description box below. You can always click on that and then check out all of these different clubs. They're really a great value. I love the Glimmer of the month because you not only get a hot foil die and normally the cutting dies, but you also get a full size of Glimmer hot foil. So that's a great bargain. Spellbinders has some great clubs. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up as far as my coloring, just for the sake of time. And I wanted to let you know that if you would like to be entered into the contest for a chance to win the embossing folder of the month, which is so many candles, please leave a comment in my description box letting me know, are you a big fan of embossing folders? Meaning you have a lot of them and you love them and you like to use them? Or are you just learning to incorporate embossing folders into your card projects? If you answer that question in your comment below, then you'll be entered in for the chance to win one of these cards that I'm making, and also the 2D embossing folder for the month of May, which is the candles. I'll go ahead and cut to the point where I am a little bit further ahead on this card, because I think I've basically shared enough of me coloring. And I want to show you what I die cut. And so there are two large dies that basically cut the two sections in half. Then you have some small dies. There's the hat, the birthday present, the cupcake, and then your sentiment dies. So I colored this whole image a second time and cut out the hat twice and the present and the cupcake to show you. And also the little flower sprigs at the bottom. There's two side by side to show you how that looks when you die cut that out. And I'll pop that up with foam tape. Here are the sentiments. Today is all about you, make a wish, and hip hip hooray. And I'm going to show you the dies that cut those out. Moving right along here, I'll go ahead and fast forward this a little bit because I don't want to make this video too long. All right, so now I'm going to figure out what paper color I would like to use. And I have, most of these colors are found in the Wildflower assorted pack of Color Essential cardstock from Spellbinders. Now, right now, as of today, it says it's out of stock, but just put your name on there, enter your email address, and they'll notify you when it's back in stock. It comes with 5 colors, 2 sheets of each color, 8.5 by 11. And the colors that it comes with is Partly Cloudy, which is a blue color, Peach Sorbet, which is peach, Velvet Rose, which is rose, Tuscan, which is gold, and Sage, which is green. Now, the colors that I'm showing you are from that set, with the exception of the real bright yellow. That's not part of the Wildflower cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and roll my 2D embossing folder through. This is my regular embossing folder. I'm going to just run this through my platinum. Okay, I'm going to put it inside here. I did spritz it off camera with a little bit of water, and that was not the right sandwich. That was way too loose. That was the sandwich for the 3D embossing folder. I have to go grab my platform top, and a top cutting plate. And then I ripped a little bit of the paper that is on my plastic little platform. It's like a little shim, but I just put it right back in place. I'm not too worried about that. And then this is what it looks like. Isn't it awesome? Oh, I love those candles. Let's do it again, but this time in a different color. We'll use this peach color. And I'll flash it in front of your face real fast so you can see what it looks like. Don't worry, you'll get another glimpse of this when I go to the still photos. I'm going to cut the embossed cardstock down to size. I have the rectangle die. It's the postage edge rectangle die. I cut that yellow 3D embossed out with that postage edge. I used the one. So the postage edge set has alternating postage edge and then regular rectangle with little dots, sort of skipped dots throughout the panel. And then I'm just taping it down, and then I'll go ahead and use my glue and my popped up foam tape squares to adhere all this to the front of this card panel. It's pretty simple. It's not a very complicated creation, but your friends will be impressed just because the die cutting just takes it up a level. And using some foam tape to pop up some of these components or little items that are located on this card panel makes a real difference, I think. Once I'm done with that, I'll grab my sentiment, put that in the middle, and then I'm going to add the sub sentiment underneath the present. There's my cupcake. This is the sentiment. I did heat emboss the sentiment with black embossing powder. This sentiment, which does come with a die cut, says "Today is all about you," and the one underneath the present also comes with the die cut, says "Make a wish." And I'll go ahead and glue that sentiment to that card. I'm just going to go ahead and apply some sequins. This is the bisque sequins from Spellbinders. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you would subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave a comment with the secret question answered in your comment for your opportunity or chance to win the 2D embossing folder with all the candles. Here are some still photos of the cards that I created, and the second card I created off camera. I used some of the ephemera from last month's Quick and Easy card kit and a Spellbinders die for Happy Birthday. And I used that really pretty peach wildflower paper to 2D. Get my 3Ds and my 2Ds confused. Just embossing folder. So thanks everybody for watching, and have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.